glad to be here tonight. I usually don't write some things down, but tonight I decided to write some things down. My son's been bothering me lately, saying, Dad, sometimes your speeches kind of go off course. I want you to write down what you're going to talk about. So I thought I would. And, I was thinking about what I would say tonight and how I'm influenced by things. And, there's a time of the year I cry. And this is the time of the year. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I cry. So, and maybe some of you will get this point, hopefully you will. But again, thank you for inviting me. This is one of my favorite physical spaces on campus. I absolutely love this place. It makes you feel like you're really in Manhattan. Look at that. Wow. And maybe we should have something that changes, like we have snow coming down at some point or rain. It's not always sunny. But you couldn't say whether that's really fall or spring or a late summer night. Could you? Do you all know what that night is? Or it could be a cold winter night.
I think it's summer.
You think it's summer? Okay. Who thinks it's different? Nobody? You all think it's summer? And the answer is, I'll tell you next time I come. So, again, thanks for letting me be here. Over the years, I've been in awe of Hall Councils, and especially this group. You had great leadership when Daniel was here. You have a award named after him. Woo! And for those who don't know Daniel, I'll take a little credit here. I had to twist his arm to come here. He loved Greenwich Hotel. He said, "Why would I want to leave a place that I love?" And I said, "Because you can leave a legacy." Right? And I think he has truly left a legacy here. And so a little bit about this story will be about legacy. But first, tonight I was asked to give some closing reflections on an excellent first semester here with your Hall Council. And what do I remember? A little bit, as a group, you pride yourself on professionalism. Goodness, people delivering me drinks during the week. Waiter service, just amazing. And then Torch Day. Where else would you have violins playing while you have Sesame Street being sung and dancing? Truly, that's professionalism, but also fun, and that's classic. And you have continued to lead colleagues in making a difference at NYU, providing meaningful opportunities for leadership and giving back. You continue to lead and really do something that's really unique in terms of Hall Council. And more than that, though, you've provided an opportunity for relationships to be made. When I stay up late at night, I think about that student who isn't connected, that student who kind of just is recluse, who didn't have a roommate or couldn't select a roommate because they never connected here at NYU. So you provide that vehicle for connection and ability to feel welcome here, and for that I appreciate it. And you get students out of the academic mode. You guys are so driven, and you're thinking about your future. Sometimes some students forget about the importance of relationships and connectivity that one needs to have. And so at this time of the year, I often think of a story, a sad story. And maybe some of you know the story, but if you do, indulge me, because I might cry at the end of this one. It's a story that was written, and it's called The Greatest Gift. You all know what The Greatest Gift is, right? It was written by Philip Van Doren Stern, and many of you remember it, and so let me tell you a little bit about it. But I think you will remember it, for those who don't remember the real story, The Greatest Gift. You see, many times the author of the original story gets shortchanged, just as I believe students in leadership positions sometimes get shortchanged, because you don't get the kind of praise and recognition that you deserve. And so the leadership of the group here at Gramercy, you're commended for placing a celebration, as I mentioned earlier, a reflection. Tonight you're not just celebrating, you're reflecting on what good things that were happening over the course of the year. But I digress. So let's get back to The Greatest Gift. There are many times we live in our lives, we do what we do best, but we never realize the impact of the smile in the elevator. Getting the paper plates for tonight's events, making sure we have ice, and all of those other things, making sure the sound system works, and all those little things. The little things that make a difference. It's the ribbon and the bow on top of the gift that makes a difference. But you see, in The Greatest Gift, there was a character, a person, who we'll call George. Okay? George has a good life, but he has some struggles. Family issues, many challenges, and looking to make that mark in life that will make him stand out. His dream was to make a difference in life. And I think in many ways that sounds like the NYU paradigm that I see when I meet with either RAs individually or student leaders. You really want to make a difference and make a mark. Whether it's through theater, dance, education, whatever you choose to do. I'm sure I'm missing other things. Medical, nonprofit, what else out there? What other dreams do you have out there?
No dreams.
I'm sorry?
It was silent, so I said no dreams.
You have dreams? Come on! All right, so you're reflecting on those dreams. That's okay, I'll give you a pass. And that's what I do love about NYU. But poor George, right? He gets stuck in life, and based on his circumstances, he's unable to reach that dream of traveling around the world and getting on that plane. You know, there weren't planes when he was growing up, but when he was at that age, he could get on a plane and fly and make global impact. There's a lot of correlations because all of you want to make global impact. You're at the GMU here at NYU. And I think life is funny that way, that sometimes we get stuck in our situation and we don't get a chance to follow our dreams. Because of the challenges that we face. But George does little things to assist people. He finds a partner and he lives his life. It isn't until finances turn poor, he's faced with financial ruination, that he realizes that life really wasn't worth much. But it took a special encounter to bring him to the journey of learning and living. Many of us will not have this kind of aha moment of recognition and self-awareness. That's the little things, as I mentioned earlier, that helps people. It's George who, through his own journey of life, where he finds his angel, who's working to get his wings by showing George how his life has made impact on so many others through his acts of charity, his acts of love, and his invaluable listening skills to others. I have no doubt many of you know the story by now. It's not called The Greatest Gift. It's called something else. And let me give you a couple of lines from that story. And this is, my MFA directing part. That's what I have in terms of educational background. I really think about this. I think of that moment. And let me read those moments for you. It's the movie called A Wonderful Life. Clarence is the angel who's charged to come down to this earth and show George, to get his wings, that your life had meaning. And so, at one scene, he brings him to his brother's grave. And his brother is dead. He's deceased. And George is looking at the grave, kind of, confused by all of this. And Clarence says, "Your brother, Harry Bailey, he broke through the ice and was drowned at the age of 9. And George is still kind of wondering, why? How could this happen? And George says, "That's a lie. Harry Bailey went to war. My brother went to war. He got the Congressional Medal. He saved the lives of every man on that transport." And Clarence says, "Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry earlier in his life when he almost drowned through the ice." Clarence says, "Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches the many lives of others. When he isn't around, he leaves an awful hole, doesn't he? You've been given a great gift, George, a chance to see what the world would be without you." And George reflects on it. "You see, George, you really had a wonderful life." And George then realizes he really is having a wonderful life. And even though the ruination of finances is facing him and his family, he realizes he has to take action. And so he does. And so for all of you, you're so young, you're so full of energy and vitality. You are a force to be reckoned with. Once George realizes he can go out and change his situation, you can do the same thing. And you do. You do things because it's second nature to you, just like George. And you are aware of it. You continue to be stellar leaders who don't look for fame or glory, and like George, not even conscious of the little smiles and the wonderful things that you do. Because recognition isn't important to you, although it should be. Not only are you all wonderful, but the Hall Council, you're providing a wonderful living and learning environment for people to live here. As I often tell students, today, you as sophomores, how many of you are sophomores? You have 75 NYU weekends left before graduation. How many of you are juniors here? You have 45 NYU weekends before you graduate. How many of you are seniors? You have 15 NYU weekends before you graduate. But you know what? That doesn't really matter, because by making the bonds and connections you've made, those short number of weekends at NYU don't really matter. Because what you've created through your connections and ties at Gramercy will have connections and friendships for the rest of your wonderful life. I want to thank the leadership here at Gramercy, Coco and Jen, and all of the RA advisors for helping you realize the importance of Hall Council and this journey that you're going through. Because in this life, it's all about that cycle. It's about giving back. It's about helping those people before they fall through the ice. It's making sure that those people realize they have wings already, and it's time to fly and be who you can be and let this community shine. So thank you for the wonderful experiences that you've given me as someone who helps lead this organization. I don't get to see everything you do. I get to hear a lot of it. I read all the reports and programming, and it really is amazing that NYU has students like you to give back and be like Clarence, the one who reminded people that you are important. So go out there and have a wonderful time. Congratulations to all of you presenters who recognize the importance of recognizing others, and for all of you who will win and deserve the awards you win tonight. Thanks for allowing me to come and share a couple of thoughts.